Welcome back, Flash fans. This is Mel again, and I'm going to talk about episode 122 titled Rogue Air, which aired May 12, 2015. Now, I have to say that this episode featured probably the most reoccurring characters ever. Not only do we get the return of Oliver Queen and Ronnie Raymond to Central City, but we got Leonard and Lisa Snart, the Weather Wizard, Deathbolt from Arrow, the Mist, Peekaboo, and Rainbow Raider. And I believe only Deathbolt was killed by Captain Cold. Am I correct to assume that? Not only did we have all those characters, but I'm pretty sure that this episode was a host to many actor reunions as well. Oliver Queen and Ronnie Raymond, aka Steven and Robbie Amell, respectively, got to share the screen together, which I loved. I've been waiting for these cousins to appear together ever since Robbie joined the Flash family. I would assume that Robbie also got to reunite with Peyton List, who played Lisa Snart in the episode. They are reuniting because last year Robbie and Peyton starred in the series The Tomorrow People, another CW show which I truly wish was still airing right now. But then we wouldn't have them on The Flash, so there's that. Another minor reunion could be said between Stephen Amell and Doug Jones, aka Deathbolt, who first appeared in Arrow episode 319 when Oliver had to help Ray Palmer take down Deathbolt back in Starling City when Oliver had to lie low as the Arrow. And since I'm already talking about the crossover elements in this episode, Oliver's appearance wasn't the only indicator. We've got many references throughout the episode about Oliver, the Arrow, Argus, Diggle's wife Lila, Ray Palmer, and Leanne Yu. I love these references as they are a constant reminder that the two shows are taking place in one world. Now, we've got Barry trying to do things Oliver's way, only to have it backfire on him. In the end, Oliver helps Barry out against the Reverse Flash, and we actually see a fist fight between them as opposed to the metahuman just speeding his way around Oliver like what Barry did to Oliver back in episode 108. Now, I'm curious as to how Oliver came to be in Starling City, because I'm assuming that this is meant to take place either between Arrow episode 322 and 323, or this was meant to happen sometime during Oliver's transformation period into the League of Assassins. We definitely see Oliver set up Barry's presence in the upcoming season 3 finale of Arrow, but I'm confused as to when Oliver went to help Barry in this fight if he was meant to be on Nanda Parbat. Does anyone have a clue about the timeline? If so, leave a comment below. I'd love for an answer. Anyway, so if you haven't already guessed, my favorite part of the episode is Oliver's arrival because I'm a sucker for crossover moments like this. Now, the fight as a whole was awesome, and it was great to see Barry teaming up with Oliver and Ronnie to take on the Reverse Flash. Although I found it funny that it's one speedster against another speedster, a man on fire, and then a man with a bow and arrow. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight or a vampire into a witch war. Oliver's the odd man out since he's not a metahuman, and he did the most damage to the Reverse Flash. Impressive indeed. Way to go, Oliver. Also, during the fight between Oliver and the Reverse Flash, we learned that in Eobard's future, the history books state that Oliver Queen lives to be 86. That's right, 86. Now, I was just overjoyed with that news. Not only did Oliver make it into the history books, but he lived a long life. Now, I'm assuming he doesn't complete his ascension to be the next Ra's al Ghul. Otherwise, at 86 is not going to be anything if he has access to the Lazarus Pit, but that's another issue altogether. Now, back to Barry's backfired plan to get Captain Cold to help him. Now, I don't really get why that was needed. Based on the transport plan they had, Cisco got and modified the transport truck for the metahumans, and then Barry used the speed to clear the road by putting up roadblocks ahead of time, and then Caitlin and Joe were there to assist. So why was Captain Cold and his sister needed? Lisa drove the truck because she had the license to drive that kind of rig, but I think anyone from the Flash team would have drove that truck regardless of having the license to do so or not because it needed to be done. Now, getting Captain Cold involved just doomed Barry's plan before it even started. So basically, all the work that Barry did this season in regards to rounding up the dangerous metahumans has been for naught, since a majority of them have escaped. It's like they are back to square one. And another thing, while it was cool that Cisco rigged the truck to act like the pipeline, I think he needs to make something like what was used on the Tomorrow People, where the organization who wanted to capture the Tomorrow People had these special cuffs made that disabled the abilities of the Tomorrow People. I think Cisco needs to work on something like that. I also want to say that it was interesting to see the semi-relationship between Cisco and Lisa brought up again, instead of having it be brushed away as if it was a one-time thing. As if Lisa's seduction was just a mission thing, but it looked like she actually felt something towards Cisco. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's a game she's playing or not, but it was great to see her being all flirty and trying to get inside Cisco's head while he's trying to resist the girl he's attracted to, and he knows he shouldn't associate with her. It's definitely hard figuring out where girls like Lisa lie in that sort of game. Now, I don't really want to talk about it, but I feel like I have to, but I kind of thought it was slightly pointless, as it didn't serve the main metahuman storyline, and that is the growing tension between Iris and Eddie. Now, the team found Eddie inside the pipeline, which I thought was a genius hideout on Eobard's part, but after Eddie's rescue, after being missing for 2 weeks, he pulls away from Iris, who now knows that Eddie was planning to propose to her when she found the ring in the pipeline. But instead he breaks up with Iris because he knows that in the future she will be Barry's wife. They argue over destiny and Barry's unknowing interference into their relationship, but ultimately they break up. Eddie even used the cliched line, "If you love me, then you'll do this for me." And I never understood that line. In this instance, Barry tells Iris that if she ever loved him, then she'd break up with him, like he wants. But then if she loved him, then shouldn't she be fighting to stay with him? How does not fighting for the one you love a sign that you love them? I just don't get it. So despite all of Barry's conflicting thoughts about the Reverse Flash and how he couldn't catch him, or how he's always one step behind him, Barry manages to capture the Reverse Flash thanks to Oliver and Rodney. Now, even those conflicting thoughts of Barry's is a lot more progressive and interesting than a couple's fight, in my opinion. And I think I'm done talking about the episode. So let's move on to predictions. First off, here's the official synopsis for the season finale, episode 123, titled Fast Enough. Wells presents Barry with a life-changing choice. Dr. Martin Stein and Ronnie Raymond return to help the Star Labs team with his final fight. That's pretty short for Flash standards. But Firestorm is returning to town. We already saw Ronnie return in this episode, but it's great to see that we'll also be getting his other half as well. And now, based off the promo, Dr. Wells may offer Barry the chance to save his mother, and it looks like Barry does see his mother again on the night she was murdered. It looked like Barry was stuck between the decision of saving his mom or saving thousands of lives as the Flash. Like one of those teaser puzzlers, if you had to choose between saving a loved one or saving 5 strangers, who would you pick? Like those types of teasers. So the question is, what will he choose? Either way, we'll have to see next week in the finale. And with the way things are going, I don't know what to expect for season 2. But the finale is bound to set up something for us somehow. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, before I head off, I just wanted to report on some news that I've stumbled upon. Now, this week, the upfronts are being announced this week for the 2015-2016 television season. Now, on the list of new series from the CW is the second spin-off to the Arrow universe, and it's titled Legends of Tomorrow. According to Wikipedia, the premise of the show is Rip Hunter travels back in time to the present day, where he brings together a team of heroes and villains in an attempt to prevent an immortal from destroying the world and time itself. Now, according to the cast list, familiar characters to appear are Dr. Martin Stein of Firestorm, Ray Palmer as the Atom, Leonard Snart as Captain Cold, and Mick Rory as Heatwave. The actress Katie Lotz is also on the list, and she played Sarah Lance, aka the Canary, who is now dead on Arrow as of episode 302. So it's interesting to see just who Katie Lotz is going to be playing if her Arrowverse character is already dead. One thing is for sure, I'm definitely getting an Avengers vibe from this show description, but I'll have to wait like everyone else to see what it is the second spin-off has cooking. And in regards to Rip Hunter, is he time traveling from the same future that Eobard Thawne originated from? I guess I'll have to wait and find out. So that is everything I want to talk to you guys about. Thank you so much for listening in. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment below about your own thoughts and theories about the show. I love to hear it all. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with your fellow Flash fans. Until next time, bye guys.